Hey everybody, good morning. Mestre Sukuri coming to you on a beautiful Sunday morning here in Tokyo, Japan. It's not as chilly as it usually is, but looking outside, it's a beautiful day. I wanted to come to you guys on a Sunday morning because I like moving and getting things done. In today's video on Mestre Vibes, I'm going to be talking about an expression in Portuguese. I just did the related video in Portuguese, so I hope you guys learn a little bit by little bit about Brazilian culture and Afro-Brazilian culture. And if I can do that with a couple of expressions, well, I hope that you learn from them to better yourself and to better what you do. So if you like what we're doing here, please subscribe to Mestre Vibes. I was freaked out. I'm supposed to get notifications when people join, but I don't. And we're on like 217 people, 221 people. I'm not really sure, but I never thought I'd get 10. So if you like what we're doing, subscribe. And there's a video on the Patreon. I just want to plug it real quick. Guys, the Patreon is great. I'm doing a lot of things I can't do here and a lot of wonderful things with new CDs and performances and special behind the scenes things that only our Patreon people get. So please, if you like what we're doing here, sign up for Patreon, little as $5 a month, and I'll send you guys a nice present in the mail, okay? So today's expression, for the last 30 years, people always come up to me and say, things that you learn speaking Brazilian Portuguese. Now, remember I'm saying Brazilian Portuguese because there is a difference. It's like, if you agree there's a difference between British English and say, American English, right? So I'm not going to get into what's real, what's not, but just my experience. So there's an expression and it's called não é minha praia, which means it's not my beach. Yeah, exactly, like the beach where you go swim. What it means, it's not what I'm part of, or not my, it's not my specialty. That's the best way to say it. It's not my specialty. And I told story on the Portuguese video version of this, and I go to a lot of events and I love to be involved. I love everything, especially things like samba reggae, which is a mixture of Brazilian samba with Caribbean reggae rhythms, and Olodum, Chimbalada, Ilha Filho de Ganzi, Ganji Muzenza do Reggae, all these groups I love. And I've always liked to play. And what I don't know is that, over the last few years, there's so much more information and I've been trying to learn more and more about it. So I'm at an event. This is like, I want to say 10 years ago, maybe a little bit less, and a bunch of Brazilian, instructors of Capoeira, this and that, right? And I'm sitting there and the samba music starts. There's not a lot I can do. Play pandeiro, do a couple of things, but I'm excited because it's the after party and I'm like, let's go, let's go, let's go. Eu sou o samba, right? And all of a sudden, that's when you start seeing people vanish into the wall, into the background, becoming wallflowers. And I go over there in all honesty, go, hey man, let's go play, let's go play. They say, oh, não é minha praia. It's not my specialty. And I really think to myself, right? 3 different points. One, you call yourself a representative of Brazilian culture, of Afro-Brazilian culture, of capoeira, of popular culture. You can't do something simple, just like a simple follow along on samba reggae, okay? 2, you're a leader. Instead of answering that way, you should say, I haven't learned that yet. Can you show me? Or, getting ego outside and saying, look, I don't know. I'd love to learn. And I'm not going to get into the whole reason, like ego conflicts in Portuguese. I'm talking in English right now. And I'm talking about an international setting. You can learn so much. There's a guy I love on YouTube, Michael de Miranda. He's got so many good things that I've learned from. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I'm a mestre of samba. I'm not saying I'm a mestre of music. I'm not a mestre of samba reggae. But I am a mestre of capoeira. And I like to be a part of things and enjoy. I love it. The energy is amazing. And I don't like being a wallflower. If it's not your type of music, fine. But in this situation, it was the person's type of music. They just haven't coger atrás. They haven't chased after the information and only use the excuse, it's not my specialty. Not everyone, but a lot. Finally, I thought about when I first came to Japan, and we had these shows that used to travel that were sponsored by the Ministry of Education here in Japan. And me and my Uncle Francis, my Papa Damian, so many people would travel, professional musicians and performers. And I was contracted to do the Capoeira and the Afro-Brazilian and the Brazilian cultural part of dance and movement. We had many samba dancers, but my side was also there. So after the first show, I went up to my uncle and I go, it was a samba master, and I said, show me something. Show me what I need to do professionally so that I can do this. So I'm chasing after information. About 2 years pass, and we're sitting one night having a couple of beers, and my uncle just starts giggling after one of these performances. And I go, what's funny? And he goes, well, so-and-so came up to me, a Brazilian guy, and said, why do you work with that gringo, Sucuri? He's not Brazilian. He's not even black. Why do you work with him and let him steal our culture? My uncle, who's Afro-Brazilian descent, and a couple other people there who are like now big brothers and people I love, like family, started laughing. And of course, the joke started, Sucuri's more Afro-Brazilian than anyone in this room, blah, blah, blah. And my uncle said to me, he said, the truth of the matter is I told the guy, he shows up and all he does is play capoeira. You can't do a 30-minute show of capoeira. If all you can do is play the physical movement of capoeira, that's a 2-minute show. Sucuri brings a maculelé, puxada de rede, samba de roda, Afro-Brazilian dance, orishas. And I'm not saying I was perfect or advanced level or anything, but at least I chased after the information. Now, this brings me to my point always that I come back to. I'm not comparing myself with everybody, but I am comparing myself with other professional capoeira teachers. So you guys be careful when you start criticizing this video. I'm talking about professional capoeira teachers. Okay? If this is done as a hobby, or if you have another job and you're doing other things, that's fine. But I feel as a professional in my chosen career, it's my responsibility to keep growing. If a person does IT and just stops studying, they don't know about the new software, about the new technology, they become obsolete. If you're a doctor and you stop studying, eventually you become obsolete. In any profession, in anything, if you stop studying, if you stop learning, you become obsolete. I have a friend who owns a bakery. He said he was looking at new types of ovens because he wants to try some different types of pastries. Or he becomes obsolete. You can be doing the same thing, but in something as high profile as capoeira teaching, it's easy to become obsolete. I'm not saying that there's no value in everything the old mestres do. But the older mestres who travel, like Mestre Boagente, Mestre Acordeon, they're traveling because that's part of their new learning process, right? If they were to just sit there and never do anything, who would know who they are? There's a lot of great mestres in Brazil doing their job, and that's fine. But for me, as an international professional capoeira teacher, I got to keep going. Like I said, this whole Corona time, I'm moving forward. I'm learning. I'm studying. I'm about to release 2 new CDs. I'm about to release a book again. I'm studying every day. Always something, 10, 20 minutes, so I don't become obsolete. Maybe that's me just being over the top, but it keeps me motivated and it keeps me producing and moving forward. Just a few thoughts when you think it's not your specialty, when it's no é minha praia. Mestre Sucuri, lots of love, lots of positivity, and lots of capoeira. If you like what we're doing, guys, check out our Patreon. I put a lot of stuff on there, a lot of behind the scenes, the new CDs, the new books. If you're a Patreon supporter for as little as $5 a month, you'll have access to all of that. Okay? Have a beautiful Sunday and lots of peace.